solid grounds. Where was this kind of place when I was a young man? It seems like such a waste, the things I was doing. Now if it's Saturday night and you're lonesome and bored, I know a date you can always afford. Maybe what you're looking for is the Lord. Where can He be found? Solid grounds, you're welcome here. Solid grounds, come in and share the best music, Joe, and ministry around. Solid grounds, you're welcome here. Solid grounds, come in and share solid grounds.
Well, good evening and welcome to Solid Grounds Coffee House, a 21-year outreach ministry of St. Stephen's United Methodist Church in Albuquerque and the #1 listening venue in Albuquerque. We want to be #1 in the state, so we've embarked on this acoustical project, all for your listening pleasure. And may we ask you to go online to ssumc.com, St. Stephen's United Methodist Church.com, ssumc.com, and make a donation toward this project. We thank you in advance for your generosity. My name is Jesse Dompre, and I'm the host and the director of the Coffee House Ministry, and it is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to this edition of Solid Grounds. Making his debut appearance at Solid Grounds is Keith Rea. Keith Rea is a singer, songwriter, instrumentalist who brings a wealth of experience to the stage in a variety of styles and genres. Keith is a true Texas storyteller. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy Keith's stories and music. Take it away, Keith.
Hi y'all, my name is Keith Rea. I'm coming to you live today from my living room in Longview, Texas. Cruising back and forth to the office, 200 miles at a time. Yeah, this long distance love affair, standing the test quite fine. But I miss you more on Tuesday than I did Monday afternoon. Any day that I can't touch you leaves me feeling blue. As long as there's blood in my veins, I'll be getting me back to you. Gotta get me back to you. Back to you. Gotta get me back to you. Sometimes you do what you want. Sometimes you do what you gotta. Sometimes it's best to know what you know. Forget about what you oughta. And it's wise to avoid all the skeletons in the room. My greatest fear is to fall in too soon. As long as there's a beat in my heart, I'll do what it takes to get back to you. Gotta get me back to you. draw me back to you. Hold me tight, pulls me back to you. Earthly delight sends me back to you. Getting it right points me back to you. Back to you. There's a lonesome diesel rolling across the Kansas plain. I'm cuddled in right behind him, too desperate to be afraid. So long as your life still got the room, I'll be needing to get off this road now, yeah, pretty soon. As long as there's gas and money in my pocket, I'll be driving me back to you. Gotta get me back to you. Back to you. Gotta get me back to you. That's one that hasn't been released yet, but it will be soon, I believe. I'm also taking this opportunity to break all my guitars out today. So this is a little song that's off of my first CD, a thing called Paradise Shoes. Zoe, you know exactly what it is that I'm thinking. We could find heaven, the day's in just over the hill. You're a bright enough girl to embrace my line of logic, but your heart's in a place I don't think that it ever will. When you live in a world where the impossible is a headline from yesterday's news, your dreams could be near, so slip on your paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. So yeah, I don't think this freeway can get us to Boston. Right around Birmingham, we hit a big bump in the road. I know you had your heart set on tasting some chowder, but all things considered, a cheeseburger seems more apropos. When you live in a world where the impossible is a headline from yesterday's news, your dreams could be near, so slip on your paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. pray you and I could be friends in the long run. Could take quite a while, but for this brand of anger to die. There wasn't so much I need to keep taking chances as it was your silly notion to simply not try. When you live in a world where the impossible is a headline from yesterday's news, your dreams could be near, so slip on your paradise shoes. And Zoe, I hear what you're saying, but I've seen the Beatles and a man on the moon. My dreams are right here, so slip on my paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. We'll change guitars again. And if you get no other takeaway from my little performance today, take away this. I love Scotland. I love everything about Scotland. Edinburgh, Scotland is the most beautiful place I've ever seen, I believe. And I learned this tuning from a Scottish singer-songwriter named Dougie MacLean. And I wrote this song about Dougie's hometown. This is called Dunkeld. From a tiny Perthshire village back in 1689, Stan was made for all that's holy, but they the sun would seldom shine. Whoa, whoa. Born out of revolution. Whoa, whoa. In a time not fit for make-believe. The lines are drawn to kill a Crocky, honoring both God and King. Klansmen proud in their conviction, unsure what tomorrow brings. Whoa, whoa. Blood flowed down the Scottish hillside. Whoa, whoa. From the banks of the river they cried, Dunkeld. There's a price to pay for freedom, Dunkeld. And a cause worth more than life. Even the worst of circumstances cannot determine who we are. Dunkeld. The battle broke beneath the sunrise, lasting through the waking day. Before the townsfolk knew what happened, the home they made was burned away. Whoa, whoa. Pillage in the name of reformation. Whoa, whoa. Now a smoldering memory remains of Dunkeld. There's a price to pay for freedom, Dunkeld. And a cause worth more than life. Even the worst of circumstances cannot determine who we are. Dunkeld. 300 years have come and gone since that great and awful day. The only memory of her heroes lay in unmarked narrow graves. Whoa, whoa. And songs that will not let them die in vain. Whoa, whoa. To the glory of the Lord they cried, unkilled. There's a price to pay for freedom, unkilled. And a cause worth more than life, unkilled. Use the love that's in you, unkilled. Overcome this strife. They can lay the bodies 6 feet under, but the faith will always stand in Dunkeld. 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 Again, that one takeaway. I love Scotland. Let me finish up with a couple of things here on the Northwood. Here's a love song. I can barely believe it. I found that feeling again. Came upon me all of a sudden, like a visit from a long lost friend. See, girl, what you do to me inside takes my heart back to an innocent time. So young and strong, so fresh and clean, so full of hope. It's like being 17. You take the dance, you fall in love, and if the stars align, you thank the gods above for one new chance, for one more dream, for love is life. Being 17, it's like being 17. Sitting at a corner table in a small French cafe, peeking over the Sunday paper. Her face, it takes my breath away. I wake up every morning gazing into eyes that I adore, knowing I get another day brighter than the one before. So young and strong, so fresh and clean, so full of hope. It's like being 17. You take the dance, fall in love, stars align, you thank the gods above for one new chance, for one more dream, for love is life. It's like being 17. Guess I'm just a stupid lucky guy. somehow managed to catch your eye. So young and strong, so fresh and clean, so full of hope. It's like being 17. You take the dare, fall in love, and if the stars align, you thank God above for one new chance, for one more dream, for love is life. It's like being 17. It's like being 17. Being 17. Being 17. Well, I got one more. And I thought about which one I should finish with, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and then I thought, let me just tell you a story. Rolled out of Pensacola with a girl named Lola. And then we bought a used RV. Saw something interesting about halfway to Destin, right down the road in front of me. It was shiny and bright, the content was white, paired and embossed on the side. When I saw the big M, I knew right there and then this wouldn't be like any other ride. Pardon me, sir, do you know the way to Margaritaville? Found this lost salt shaker, and I'm thinking they'll be needing it soon. It's important to me to find a way to Margaritaville. The Wizard of Oz has made it quite clear to manage the detail we all hold. So dear, it's gonna need that concoction to get him through the afternoon. In Boca Raton, where rich men wearing thongs play shuffleboard in the shade, while the young trophy wives watch Days of Our Lives and drink vodka infused lemonade. Lola mentioned in jest the nature of our quest. One of the matrons exclaims, make your journey replete, head for St. Pete, seek out the woman to blame, and ask her, pardon me ma'am, do you know the way to Margaritaville? Found this lost salt shaker, and I'm thinking they'll be needing it soon. It's important to me to find the way to Margaritaville. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz has made it quite clear to manage the detail we all hold. So dear, he's gonna need that concoction to get him through the afternoon. Stopped in a house that belongs to a mouse. He greeted us in all of his splendor. After consulting the guests, they suggest we divest and place our future in blenders. Well, my spirit started to rally, rolling down Alligator Island, but Miami's no day at the beach. Sit in the car all day just to see Biscayne Bay and those seagulls, they're still out of reach. I thought, what can go wrong? This is just a silly song, though Buffett will probably sue. Think I'll find a place to play, have a drink with Hemingway, and hang on the keys for a few Come on, Jim. I know you know the way to Margaritaville. Found this lost salt shaker, and I'm thinking you'll be needing it soon. It's important to me to find a way to Margaritaville. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz has made it quite clear to manage the detail it all. So dear is gonna need that concoction to get him through the afternoon. Through the afternoon. Yeah, I'm on my way, looking for Margaritaville. Said I'm on my way, searching for Margaritaville. Yeah, I got my hush puppies on, pointed to Margaritaville. Margaritaville. Y'all have a great day. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Thank you, Keith, for such a wonderful performance. Great stories, great music. We want to have you back. But be well and be safe. Time for a couple of humor. So when the police stopped the preacher for speeding, he asked him, "Have you been drinking?" And the preacher said, "Yes, water." And the police says, "Well, how come I smell wine on your breath?" And the preacher says, Good Lord, he's done it again." Well, the second one had to do with more freedom. The son finally saved enough money to buy his own house, a few houses from where he grew up. And on the day that he moved in, he invited his friends to come over for pizza and drinks and turn on the music. And as he was toasting, he said, "I do not have to listen to my parents anymore." The phone rings, he goes into the house, he returns very silent to rejoin the group. And one of the guests asked him, "So who was that?" And he replied, "That was my dad who wants me to shut down the music or turn it down because there are people in the neighborhood who are trying to sleep." Yeah. Well, let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Have you realized that life has a way of creating a situation for us to ask questions, to have theological debates within ourselves and with God? The storms of life can actually take us off course, can sink our dreams. We can find ourselves in circumstances beyond our control, which raises the level of anxiety, spiritual distress, emotional chaos for us. And sometimes we wonder where God is. So, but there's a story in the Bible coming from Matthew chapter 8, verses 23 through 28. And when Jesus gets on the boat, his disciples get in with him and they sail down on the Sea of Galilee. And very soon the wind started blowing, the waves got tossing water onto the boat. So they were facing some perilous times. And they were afraid they were going to drown. And Jesus was asleep during this time. And so they went to him and woke him up and said, "Rabbi, or Master, aren't you concerned that we are going to drown?" And Jesus woke up and rebuke the winds and command the storm to calm down. And he said to them, "Ye of little faith, why are you afraid? I'm right here with you." And the disciples experienced Jesus quieting the winds and calming the storms. And he said, "What type of man is this? What type of man is this?" Have you ever asked yourself that? Hear the word. The disciples are right there in the presence of Jesus. They were with him. They're rolling down the Sea of Galilee with him, and the storms of life come. Have you ever found yourself in the storms of life and asked, where are you, God? Don't you care if I lose my job? Don't you care if I die? Don't you care if my wife dies? Don't you care if my son loses his job? Don't you care if we go bankrupt? Don't you care if we lose our business? See, this story tells us that we're in good company. At least they were right there with Jesus. We have not seen Jesus. By faith, we are connected with him by faith. And we are called, when these storms and winds of life gust around us, we are called to live in the tensions of faith. Answers are not forthcoming. We have to take everything that happens in life by faith. But when we maroon ourselves on these tensions, it creates a problem. It revs up the spiritual, emotional, and even physical distress for us. And we'll be in right company if we ask, don't you care? But according to the story, according to the scriptures, Jesus is right there to calm the storms, to calm our storms and to quiet the winds that are disturbing our emotional and spiritual stability. After all the studying and searching of the scriptures, sometimes we find life to be mysterious because there are no forthcoming answers for the situations that we find ourselves in. But God promises to enter into our situations, to enter into any trouble that we have, to rescue and to reward us and to satisfy us with a full life. We just have to trust him. Yes, the tensions of faith don't make things easy. So we have to trust him with all our heart and expect him to direct our path. When the winds of life come gusting around, that's our stabilizing force, is to trust God. To trust God. To trust God. Let us pray. Eternal God, we just pause to reflect on your goodness and mercy and compassion and comfort and provisions and protection. Yes, you send your word to heal our diseases. So in this time of global pandemic, we are expecting your word to heal our diseases, to bring a wholeness to the very core of our beings. To grant those whose lives have been impacted by disaster courage and hope and strength to endure. To lift up those who are in the trenches working feverishly with patience and we pray your protection and provisions for them and their families. Grant us wisdom and courage in these hours and in these days. Particularly grant double portion of the wisdom you gave Solomon to our leaders in this nation and across the globe, so that decisions will be made with sensitivity and integrity to benefit the people. And we shall give you glory. We shall give you praise and honor in the name of the Christ who taught us to pray, saying, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Solid grounds, you're welcome here. Solid grounds, come in and share the best music, Joe, and ministry around. Solid grounds, you're welcome here. Solid grounds, come in and share. Solid grounds.